Good morning, class. I am Lakshman Singh with you with our new chapter, Reflection. In this chapter, we will learn how to reflect coordinates about x-axis, y-axis and origin. Let us see. Okay. Now see. Reflection, that is image, making an image. When you would have seen your image in mirror, we know that in physics we have studied our image is at the same distance as much distance we are standing in front of mirror. The same fundamental will be used here also. Let us see. We can see that these are our axis, x-axis and y-axis. You can see that x-axis and y-axis. Then we have taken a point A, that is 3, 2, point A. Now we have to reflect it in x-axis. It means x-axis will be used as mirror. Now we are standing here. In mirror, its image will be at equal distance as much as this. You can see this distance will be equal to this distance. Image will be formed like this. And this distance will remain same. So now you see how much is this? This is x coordinate A. A is 3, 2. That is x coordinate 3, y coordinate 2. X coordinate is called abscissa and y coordinate is called ordinate. So you see this 3, it remains in the same direction of y-axis, you can see. So its sign doesn't change, but the coordinate y coordinate gets changed, minus 2. It means when we are reflecting any point in x-axis, then sign of y coordinates change. If we reflect this 3, 2 in y-axis, you see this is the y-axis reflected in y-axis. Now y-axis will work as mirror. So you can see the image will be formed this A double dash. That is, with this side coordinate we can see minus 3, 2. It means if we reflect a point in y-axis, then sign of x coordinate gets changed and y coordinate remain same. If we are reflected in x-axis, then sign of y coordinate gets changed, x coordinates remain same. Now reflecting this coordinate A in origin, that the point where in x-axis and y-axis intersect, that point is called origin. So here this will be reflected in this way, like this. You can see that this via origin. You can see that like this it is reflected at equal distance. Whatever distance is this much, the same distance will be this also. So we get here coordinate minus 3, minus 2. Means when we reflect any point in origin, then both sign gets changed. X and y, both sign gets changed. Now we can write it like this. Point P, that is x, y, reflected in x-axis, then we get image P dash, that is x, minus y. Only sign of y coordinate is changed. Similarly, P, x, y reflected in y-axis, so we get image P dash, that is minus x, y. Here sign of x coordinate is changed. And P, x, y reflected in origin. Origin means 0, 0. Then image P dash, that is minus x, minus y. Now invariant points. The points which are the image of itself. When any point is reflected in any axis, any line, and we get its image same as the point, then the point is invariant. then point is invariant is in that axis or in that line. Like we can see that -3, 2 is reflected in x-axis. So we are getting image -3, 0. -3, 0 is reflected in x-axis. So we are getting -3, 0 only. It means the point and the image are same. Therefore -3, 0 is invariant in x-axis. Similarly 0, 2 when reflected in y-axis, then we are getting image 0, 2. It means 0, 2 is invariant in y-axis. If any point lies on x-axis, then ordinate or y coordinate is 0. And if any point lies on y-axis, then abscissa or its x coordinate is 0. A point lies on x-axis, then y coordinate is 0. A point lies on y-axis, then x coordinate will be 0. Let us take one question. Reflect point A 3, 5 and B -6, 3 on x-axis and y-axis. So let us reflect first A. Point A reflected in x-axis. So I told when point is reflected in x-axis, then coordinates of y coordinate sign gets changed. So you can see here y coordinate was 5, now it is -5. So sign of y coordinate is changed. Now A 3, 5 reflected in y-axis. If we reflect it in y-axis, then sign of x coordinate gets changed. So here we can see here x coordinate was 3, now it is -3. So we get the image of A, that is A dash in y-axis -3, 5. Similarly we have taken point B -6, 3. Here again sign of y coordinate will change. This y coordinate is positive, it will become negative because we are reflected in x-axis. If we are reflecting it in x-axis, then -6, -3. Now point B reflected in y-axis, the sign of x coordinate will get changed. Here -6 was there, now it is +6. So we get image of B when reflected in y-axis, that is B double dash 6, 3. Let us take one more question. Reflect A 4, 5 in origin. So A 4, 5 reflected in origin. A dash, I told when it is any point is reflected in origin, then both sign gets changed. Here both are positive, so A dash will be both negative, -4, -5. Similarly, one more question. Reflect B -7, 6 in origin. Now -7, 6. So -7 will become +7 and 6 will become -6 when we will reflect it in origin.